Alrighty. Alright. So I'll just get this shit sorted.
We tried punching on with it.
Punch on with your parents. Alright, this is episode 9
of the Sparkle Flame podcast.
With your host, with the most.
The young Tom.
And me. And a special guest.
Calum
Kilby.
How do you do, good sir?
Doing pretty fine on this shitty day.
It's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be raining, but it's
Yeah.
it actually isn't.
I wasn't keen, when we saw the rain yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, Bernie, it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
See, I was going to agree with shitty day because it was pretty bright when I went out there and there's also a breeze.
What, you prefer it to be raining?
I prefer it to be cloudy with no breeze.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, we can't have our cake and eat it too.
perfect
That's actually
conditions.
the ideal day.
Right? Cloudy with no breeze because then there's no glaring sun.
Yeah.
You're not going to get mad sunburn, but you'll probably still get a tan because we've got UV rays coming through.
Yeah.
But, what if you need it bright for shit?
Then you open your eyes. Take your sunnies off. I don't know. Fuck.
Because,
Bring a spotlight. How cloudy is it?
Yeah, because whenever you, leave a building on a sunny day, you're fucking squinting. It's fucked.
True.
Even when you put your sunnies on, you're still like, oh, it's glary.
Yeah.
You need some of those... Did you ever see those things that Mr. Weeks had? Where he'd get the sunglasses that clipped over his normal glasses?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
They you stretch them out and they got springs in them and they just click over the top of your regular...
Yeah, and then you have them, sit up here.
Yeah, and you can flick them up and shit.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
But, or you could get glasses like what Winston has, that, when it gets sunny, they're, the lenses actually,
polarized.
fade into,
Oh, what?
sunglasses.
That's some new age shit.
Yeah. I don't even know how that's done. That's fucking good.
Yeah. I'm not sure how they do that.
Yeah.
It works, though.
Man, I thought it was flash when I first got a set of sunnies where the top half was tinted and the bottom half wasn't, so you could see shit on the ground, but not the glare.
Good. What does that even look like?
I thought it was amazing.
It's good. It's
You know the filters they have on CSI Miami?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like that.
That's because that's what they all wear. The fucking aviators with the fade, surely.
Probably.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, man, the effects because of the graduated filter they have on the camera.
Yeah, obviously. They're not filming it through a fucking pair of sunglasses.
Dude doesn't know how to use, by the way. There's always got this hell orange filter on the sky, and it's always that far off the fucking bottom, so there's a blue strip of sky between the horizon and the orange filter.
What, on
CSI, Miami specifically. The rest of them are fine. Just Miami's way bad with its orange filter.
That's right, as.
That's, how I was able to tell them apart. Not by the characters or anything, by the fucking orange filter. Super orange, CSI Miami. Oh yeah, there's the dude with the fucking hair as well. The main guy that says all the cool lines with his specs. He's on that one too.
Fuck. I feel like Miami's synonymous with fucking orange sunsets and shit. Palm trees and sunsets.
It's a strong filter, bro.
Yeah, I know, but when you think about Miami...
I don't know, I haven't been there.
But, just from what you've been exposed to in regards to Miami, when you think about it, what do you think about?
The beach. Pretty much.
Yeah,
Palm tree, I guess sunset because it's a big open area, you'll be able to see lots of the sky. So yeah, orange sunset over the water.
Yeah, I just think about that fucking sunset, palm trees, fucking Coke. That's about it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just, speedboats and Coke dealers.
Yes. Yeah, speedboats definitely in Miami. Going across the bay and shit.
Fuck, yeah.
For sure.
Fucking 10 keys in the fucking holding bay.
Yeah, for a Hawaiian shirt and those dark round steel rim sunglasses.
That's it.
And then, I don't know, a chick in a bikini on the front of the boat.
Yeah.
That's unrealistically sitting there and just go across bumps.
Just not flying off into the fucking ocean.
Yeah, just glued there.
Like a figurehead. Strap it to the front. Wow. Alright then, alright.
It's a bit much.
Imagine, that'd be a good, if you were a really eccentric artist with a big boat, you'd have to do that. You'd have to strap a live person to the front of your boat as an art piece.
I'd do it like on a bender, maybe.
What, be the person strapped or strap someone up?
Oh well, I don't know. It depends how the bender's going.
Look, at a certain point in the bender, you probably wouldn't mind being strapped to the front.
That's what I mean. Like, how far through the bender are we? Like, is it my boat? Am I liable in any way? Is it a dare of some kind?
I don't think you have to worry about being liable when it's you being strapped to the thing. You got to think about if they're liable, because if you fall off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Do I own the boat?
Oh, right.
Am I liable?
So you're not going to be able to sue yourself.
Well, no. So if someone else is doing it,
Yeah.
this is a contributing factor as to whether or not it's decided to me or someone else. If it happens at all.
This is true.
I was actually watching a show, The Last Kingdom. It's like Vikings.
Yeah.
And they strap someone to the front of the boat as like to kill him.
True.
And he like drowns.
Yeah, true.
Because like the boat like hits the waves and he can't breathe.
Have you seen Black Sails?
No, I haven't.
Alright, well, do you know what keel hauling is?
No, I don't either.
So basically, on the bottom of the boat, right, there's fucking barnacles, you know what barnacles are?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they got that really hard fucking shell. What they did, they'd string a motherfucker up by his feet, put the rope over the top of the beam that holds the sail, run it under the boat, pull it back up and strap it to his hands, so it's like a loop, right? Then they'd get another guy, start pulling him, he'd go underneath the boat, put his back against the boat, take his shirt off, and fucking scrape him underneath the boat, right? So not only is he slowly drowning, but he's getting his back fucking shredded by the barnacles and pull him up the other side. Just keep doing loops until he's dead.
The only fucked thing about like where you're being strapped to the front of the boat and you're drowning like that is like it would take so long. Like the trips would go for days and you'd just be strapped there, slowly like getting just too weak to take a breath.
You'd
probably die of like dehydration first, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, or fatigue or something.
It's fucked. It's like crucifixion. You die when you can't pull your body up.
Yeah.
Take a breath. It's fucked.
Wouldn't be the best way to go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Pretty average.
Yeah, fuck.
Would it be worse, crucifixion or burning alive at the stake?
Probably
crucifixion, I'd say.
Yeah.
Would be worse.
At least burning alive, it's over within fucking, I don't know, 20 minutes.
But crucifixion...
Probably sooner.
Crucifixion would just last as long as you could hold on.
Yeah.
So you could be on being crucified for like a week.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. In terms of pain, like...
Dehydration covers 4 days, isn't it? Especially if you're outside.
Yeah.
I think it's,
Because it's like fucked, because they like lashed people and then strapped the cross to the back where the lashes were, and then they made them carry the cross to where they were going.
Was that a regular thing, or did that just happen with Jesus?
No, that's a regular
standard
thing. Yeah. Because it's fucking, like, imagine, because the cross was, like, thick, and it was, like, wooden and shit, and then once you got there, they then, like, nailed you through, like, your hands.
Didn't the lashings depend on the severity of the crime?
Yeah.
Like, you get a certain amount, and, like, I don't know if it was an optional thing, maybe you'd always get some, just maybe 10 versus 100 if it was a worse crime or something like that.
Yeah.
It's fucked because you're still dying.
Also, the nails weren't always a thing. That was like a high tier thing.
Yeah.
Some of them just used ropes to tie them up.
Yeah,
yeah, look, that'd probably be...
Because either way, like, the nails are about, like, just being painful, because, like, when you drop down, you're dropping onto the nails.
And, and it's not like you're bleeding out from that either.
No.
Yeah, no.
It's all that use ropes as well with the nails to help hold you in place.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Crucifixion's all about asphyxiation, so like suffocating.
Yeah, that's why they break your legs after a few days.
Yeah.
It's fucking
if you're still alive, so you can't hold yourself up anymore.
Yeah.
So alright, come on, you just fucking drag
he's had enough. Fucking hell.
This guy trying to live over here.
Makes you like think about like hanging was like a kind way of being put to death.
Yeah, right. It was the humane alternative.
Yeah. Although cunts like didn't die straight away sometimes with hangings. Sometimes it was fucked and sometimes it was like
if you were a smart motherfucker getting hung, you'd jump. Like,
Yeah.
Because you want your
To
neck to
snap your
break.
neck, so
you
you-
don't want to choke to death. You want to break
Yeah.
your neck. Like,
But
It'd
even
be so hard to do though.
Yeah.
That's so counterintuitive in
Yeah.
every fucking
Yeah.
way.
but suffocating like that would still be kinder than being crucified. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, what about
Still
all
gonna
these
be over
cunts
in
that
minutes.
throw swords at the thing when the dude's half choking and then he falls
Yeah,
down
like
and
in
survives.
fucking Pirates of the
And then
Caribbean.
like the William Tell overture starts playing and then like they escape and all this mad shit.
That whole fucking escape scene in Pirates, that's so good, man. Like with the rope too. Have you seen,
Pirates of the Caribbean?
which one is it? It's the first one? Second one?
Where he's getting hung, it must be the first one.
I think it's the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah, with the black pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah,
Because
because
he's not even a pirate yet.
yeah, because it ends and he becomes a pirate.
Yeah, right.
She's like, oh, I married a
It's all
pirate.
pirate, yeah.
Because she like jumps off in that first one.
Yeah, that's fucked. She just straight.
Suffocated.
Oh, watch now. She faints, doesn't
yeah,
she?
'cause
Because the
it's
corset's too tight.
Yeah. So she's
That's hectic shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck man. How did she even survive that fall? Because surely they were like, oh, it's a rocky bottom. She's like dead ass.
Yeah, she's mad, missed all the rocks.
Yeah, just lucky.
Actually, no, I've found that cooked as, because that scene, like, dude's like, it's a miracle, she missed the rocks! And then it pans down to her in this big open section of water with 0 rocks in the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb cunts.
Oh no. I always took issue with that.
Fuck. Imagine all the work that goes into fucking making a set. To have like fucking castle or some shit.
A lot of those places, they'd find abandoned castles too.
Yeah, but they'd still have to like fucking do it all up. Be a big fuck around.
Yeah, like,
You've
there's
got
still set
set
building.
involved.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I've got to fucking... Well, me and Lockie have got to build a set for our new movie. And, yeah. Actually, it's going to be difficult. We've got to build the top of a roof.
Yeah.
To build the top of a roof.
Yeah. 'Cause well, there's a scene where Lockie's parachuting down onto a roof, and obviously we don't have a parachute or a roof. So,
True.
we're going to make the roof, and still quite haven't worked out the kinks of the parachute, but we're getting there.
It's true.
Get a fat fan.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We already know, like, what the landing shot's going to look like and everything, but we haven't quite figured out what the shot before is going to look like. And yeah, look, all that stuff about the green screen, like for the sky on that shot, I don't think we're going to use it. I think I'd prefer to just build the set on a higher piece of ground and get a lot of low angle shots so we get the sky and no buildings in the background.
It's also a big fuck around trying to add the CGI to the sky.
Yeah, it's alright if it's just a window, but if it's a whole sky, especially, I imagine it'd be a lot harder.
How the fuck do I even like replace the sky in CGI? I don't even know how to do this.
Namaste.
There's like nothing to track in the sky, and you need like 8 points for a good track.
This is true.
It's not like you can fucking draw dots on the sky.
Yeah. Well,
Skiles.
I don't... In a lot of these shots that are going to have just the windows needing replacing, if they don't go for very long, could you just put a still image in the window?
Yeah, I was talking to Lucky because in CGI you can like make a still image look like it's moving.
Yeah.
Because I was doing some testing and I like made a hole in my hand with CGI, but it was just a picture and I wanted to make it into an animation. And so like I sort of made it look like my hand was moving and shit like that. Because you like take another footage and you use its like movement of the camera and then you apply it.
Yeah, okay.
To the still image.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think I've seen something about that vaguely, I remember.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool.
Because like the way you do it is you have to destabilize that footage, right? And then take the destabilization and then put it on another thing and then stabilize it. It's like,
Yep.
it's fucking cooked.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
I follow this guy on Instagram who does animation, and he's also a graffiti artist. And he makes these things. I'm not sure if he actually makes them in real life beforehand, but they're like contraptions that spit out spray cans. So it's like these really elaborate things, and he animates it like, so it's like a contraption the size of like maybe 3 washing machines, right? And and they just spit out like black Montana cans.
Spits out spray cans.
Yeah, I've seen one where he's animated so it looks like a toilet is like they're just coming out of a toilet, but there's like so many in there, it's full, and they're all just like toppling out and stuff.
Wait, the whole can?
Yeah.
That's cooked.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it's weird, but it's consistent, so it's on purpose. Like,
yeah, okay.
I don't know what the motivation was to make spray can dispensers.
What a different guy.
But they're really high quality. Like, the first time I saw them, I thought it was real, and then I saw them on like subway, on trains and shit. And I'm like, there's no way that is a thing. And he does different shit too. Like, there's one where he's got a video of a train pulling up at the station, and then this contraption slides out the top of the train. It's massive, like it's about 3 meters long. It slides out, pulls down, all these spray cans pop out, and it paints a fucking throwy on the side of the train that comes up and tucks back into the top of the train, and it drives off.
Oh no!
Like, it's fucking mental. But it's so high quality, like you'd easily mistake it for real life.
That's good.
You know, the thing about like spray painted trains that always blows my mind is like mainland. All the fucking trains are spray painted. Swear to God. And then you come down to Tassie.
And there's nothing.
And there's literally nothing.
Well, actually, I was talking to Cameron, and he said he saw a piece on a train that was stopped up in Olvie.
True, that one that goes like through Devonport past the splash zone.
That one pulls up here.
Yeah, so like someone is out there fucking painting trains, but
I think I've seen maybe 2 small throwies on containers, not the actual trains.
yeah,
Right, so they could have just easily done it down the dock here when they're off.
Because you could definitely like, because it stops down on Devonport by the Esplanade, you could definitely jump that fence easily.
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's what I thought about down here.
We don't even have to jump the fence.
There's
Just
not
walk
even
in.
any gate,
Yeah,
right? It's just open. Follow the train line in.
Yeah.
And trains often park in that section right next to the road at night time and shit.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not such a big thing down here. I think probably for a start it's because we don't have like passenger trains. It's all commercial shipping stuff.
I think it's something to do with the fact that we don't have access to good paint.
Yeah.
So no one gets into it.
I don't know.
Like, how many hardcore cunts just order paint compared to cunts who would just go for a sesh if they could pick up good paint at Bunnings?
Yeah.
Right?
And Bunnings, like, I was in there and spray painting Bunnings is just fucking expensive as well.
Yeah, look, super cheap's where you want to go if you want Australian export, because they got all the colours.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for decent shit, then you got Dulux, and like Dulux is. I've used it once, and to my knowledge, it was almost on par with Iron Lac. But it is a lot more expensive. It's like $13 a can. So
Yeah.
But having said that, Officeworks sells Iron Lac for like close to $10 as well. So
There's Officeworks around here, bro.
yeah, there's one in Lonnie, I think. And half the time they don't have it fucking stocked because no one's buying Iron Lac.
Never found it stocked. I think I've been in there.
I found
Maybe 2 times.
it was stocked in Hobart when I went down there one time.
I need to check when we go. I always forget.
Yeah, but there's apart from Officeworks, I think the only other place you can buy it is Jimmy's Skating Street in Hobart.
Yeah.
And they just sell fucking sugar. Like, they don't even sell lac, they just sell sugar last time I was down there.
They did sell lac. I bought lac from there.
Right. Yeah, because they only had sugar and fucking, I think it was flame orange, either flame blue or flame orange.
Yeah.
Which is Montana, and that's all very well and good, but I can never remember which one's which, because there's flame blue and flame orange, and one of them's high output, one of them's low pressure. I think orange is high pressure and blue is low output.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Or opposite way around, high output, low pressure, whatever the fuck it is. But yeah.
A friendly game of Sparkle Flame.
Oh yeah. Got to give the audience 13 seconds.
They do.
That's a rule, because we've got to let cunts at home decide what it's going to be. So we'll give them 13 seconds to decide.
That's fair. That's fair.
So the clock's ticking, fuckers.
That wasn't the strike, that was dust. Alright, I think it's been about 13 seconds.
Spark.
And it was flame.
You can bite me.
Getting it out here.
Everyone can bite me. Your parents can bite me. Actually, no, don't
All
bite
parents don't have teeth.
I wonder what the chances are that it's a spark to a flame.
me. Depends on the lighter.
Yeah.
I estimate roughly 95% flame.
That.
For the average lighter.
Average lighter.
Yeah.
Unless it's like running out of gas.
Because when you get it, it's probably like 99. And it stays like that for a while, but then it goes through a phase
But
of
it also
about 90.
depends on
So, on
the
average,
technique,
yes,
whether or not the safety's on.
yes,
Like, a lot of factors go into it.
it does.
Safety.
Yeah, the wind.
Wind, yep.
That's true.
Still, on average.
In
That's-
perfect conditions.
Speaking of wind, and that's why today's shit. Because if you go outside and you try to pull that lighter,
Yeah, true.
it ain't working.
It's a bit windy.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes they hold on by the tiniest little flicker of flame. Like, I'm lit. It goes.
So,
It's much higher for flame.
yeah, definitely. Unless, like, you're practically out of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right near the end, it becomes nearly 50-50. And then they'll feed it right out and stop working.
So, I was talking to someone about Trump, right?
Oh, yes.
And,
Here we go.
and they were like, you know, Trump's a good person, right? He gets somewhat of a job done.
Yeah.
But he needs to hire someone to be next to him all the time. And when they see him go on Twitter, that person's job is to smack his phone out of his hand.
No Twitter, sir.
Bruh, he's not hiring shit.
Trump,
And no one can tell him to either. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Trump be tripping, man.
Fucking, like, what was that shit with Mike Tyson, where he just, like...
Yeah, that was fucked.
Yeah.
What's
Like-
that?
So, Mike Tyson was on the Joe Rogan Experience,
Yeah, okay.
and he was talking to Joe about how when he fights, like when he hurts people, it's orgasmic for him sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because he's just such a fucking weapon, and he's just, like, been fucked in the head so much, like... Then, with no fucking context, Trump posts a clip of Mike Tyson saying that when he hurts people, it's orgasmic. With no fucking context. Just that little clip.
Wow.
And that's it. Like,
Wow.
it's next level, bro. And, like, and because of the context of the interview, it's even worse, because when Tyson's talking to Joe, like Joe's laughing it off, he's like, ha 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 ha, yeah, you're just fucking around. And Mike Tyson's like, nah, I'm being serious. Like, I am fucking, he's stoned, he's like, this is not a joke. And Joe's like, oh shit. Like, so it's fucked, man.
Oh, no.
Fucking hell.
Someone needs to stop him from going on Twitter, man.
Someone should have had the fucking foresight to realise he was going to be a loose cannon. And fucking, but it just got out of hand too fast.
Well, see, the problem is that they put him against Hillary Clinton.
Bro, let's face it, anyone that went up against him, unless they had, like, the most fucking hardened resolve a human can have, like, they were gonna get fucked. Like,
The only good thing about Trump is he's not, like, a fuck around. Like, Obama and shit with, like, North Korea.
depends
and
what you mean by
stuff
fuck
like,
around.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, Obama would always go to, like, China because he just didn't want to piss off North Korea. Whereas Trump was like, nah, fuck it. If I'm going to talk to North Korea, I'm going to talk straight to them.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's, like, one thing that makes Trump semi-good is he's not, like, a buffter.
Yeah, he's not afraid to do shit, but that also is his downfall at
Yeah,
times.
see, I
because-
would describe that as loose cannon.
Yeah.
Like,
Because some of the shit that comes out of his mouth, man, is just fucked.
Yeah, well, you didn't watch the debate, did you?
No.
But me and Das did. And that shit was like, I'm convinced Trump has ADHD or ADD or something like.
He's got
some
something.
fucking, like, he's literally a big 6-year-old that can't keep his mouth shut.
Unless it's just
funny.
his ego. Like,
Well, yeah, that's a thing, I think.
it definitely a factor, but
I was watching a fucking video that Jordan Peterson did where someone asked him about Trump and whether or not he thought he was stupid. And Peterson was saying, no, he's not. He's a genius.
bro,
But
I
he's
got
let
a
his ego
point.
go to his head and it's making his actions all
Yeah.
There's
fuddly-dudley.
I mean, he wouldn't be such a successful business person if he was a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's not an idiot by any means. There's a bit in the debate, and you'll realise this. There's through the whole debate, he's interrupting Biden. Like he jumps in and just like even when it's not his turn to speak, he'll jump in. But at one point, right, close to the end, Biden starts doing Biden things and stumbling over his words, and Trump goes fucking silent. He just lets him do the work for him.
Stumble,
And just lets him fuck himself. And that's like when he started doing that, I'm like, he hasn't spoken. This is the longest time like he hasn't spoken through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And every time Biden had any kind of decent point, he'd jibber jabber through it and go, and just like fucking drown out what he was saying. To the point where the mod was trying to shut them both up and there was 3 people talking. You just had no idea what Biden was trying to say.
Like, Trump knows what he's doing. He just... Fucking... Sometimes the way he goes around it is just...
The thing is, they were both smart in the way they did things. Trump was just a bit more smart. Because Biden realised that this was going to be... It wasn't going to be serious.
Yeah,
so he adapted to Trump, like
I did say that. He started off trying to be fucking civil, and then he
realized, oh shit, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, this is like so
that
he started doing those scoffs and shit where he called him a clown.
Yeah, and the bit where he's like,
president a fucking clown to his face. That's hilarious.
And the bit where he's like, when they're talking about Rona, and he's like, this is what I'm going to do, and this one going to do, or maybe you could just inject Lysol in your arm. Like, and like,
yeah.
And that was like that wasn't even in retaliation to anything. That was just a little bit he threw in there because he knows that that's what Trump does. So he's got to level the playing field. Like,
see, look, I hadn't really seen much of Biden. I've seen probably 2 speeches he'd done prior to that, and where he was actually bad with his words. Maybe just didn't drink coffee that day, but like, he's more switched on than cunts give him credit for.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing is, would he be on a script with the debate?
No, it wasn't scripted. They had notes maybe, but they were just fucking speaking.
They would have known the general topics, but they definitely didn't.
Probably got the headlines. That's what the notes would have been.
Based on what I've seen on Biden, is he's like, he's old, and so like he just stumbles over his words like way too much.
That's what I thought, but
he held it together for the fucking first 2/3, and then it started getting
taxing on him. But he went in with full fucking colours flying.
Like, especially when Trump just let him speak, because that's what happens when he gets, like, when he actually goes on the long rants. That's when it starts fucking up. Like,
but see, like, I do that. Yeah. If I'm trying to articulate a point and I get sidetracked and I go, where am I getting to, or what word would be prevalent here? Like, I do that same shit, and he's still trying to get his point across. He knows what he's talking about. He just like has a word fumble every now and then. Yeah. And everyone's like, "Oh, this cunt with dementia."
Yeah. I think, look, in all honesty, the fucking moderator probably spat out more useful information than both of them combined. Like this motherfucker was actually like he was challenging, like when he'd challenged each of them. And he'd actually like give facts, and like and then the others they just say shit. They're just fucking saying shit with no fucking facts or context or anything. It's like
Biden kept playing the people card. Like it's about you, the people, not this fucking fairy tale over here.
Yeah.
And he kept looking at the camera, whereas Trump kept looking over at him, going yeah. Fucking just directly addressing it.
I think that's the biggest thing that you got to play off with Trump, is because Trump's less about the people and more about the country and
Yep.
making the country like sustained. So your best bet is to sort of make it about the people if you're going against it.
Republican.
There's a clip in there about like a 15-second segment which I think perfectly sums up the bit where they're talking about where the moderator asks Trump to condemn white supremacists, and they're like, and he's like, oh well, give me a name. What do you call them? And like, but no, that's not the bit. Like, and then Biden and the moderator like white supremacists, like fucking fascists, and then he's like, and what is it? He's like stand down and stand by. That was his condemning them. Like, do you know how fucking mental that is to say? Like, he's telling white supremacists to stand down and stand by. And like, that was Trump's bit. That was outlining him, right? Like the white supremacists were like under his control or some shit. I don't know what he was going for there. But then the next sentence, and where he's like, but it's not about them. It's about Antifa. And then Biden. This is where I was like, oh no, Biden's fucked on this one. Like, Biden says, like, Antifa's an idea, not an organisation. That's fucking utter bullshit. Like,
Yeah, that's not quite true.
like, yeah, so just in that tiny little segment, it's like, they are both very clearly fucked in the head. Like, it's...
The thing about Biden is 4 years in presidential house, and he's going to be retired in 3.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, is it really like Biden?
I think they addressed that as well.
Yeah, is it really going to be Biden that's going to be the head of, you know?
The thing is, people aren't voting for Biden because they want him president. They're voting for him because they don't want Trump president.
Yeah, that's the only reason you'd vote for Biden.
And that's why they're just completely ignoring all the fucking signs of
Same
cognitive
reason
decline.
they voted for Trump in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it was better than Hillary.
Look, no matter how this election goes, there are going to be riots.
Absolutely.
Like, it's literally going to be anarchy, no matter which way this election
That's the other thing too. Like, when at the very end, when the moderator's like, "Can you ask your supporters not to, you know, incite violence or anything?" And Trump goes first, completely fucking goes over that, and he's like, and just puts it straight on Antifa. He's like, he doesn't even like say don't incite violence, but then like I think Joe fucking smashed it in that bit, because then he's like, he addresses the request. He's like, yeah, don't incite violence, and then he goes on to that, like, you know, vote for, it's in your control and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Biden was definitely way more professional.
Yeah.
But like,
I think that's, look, in terms of regular politics, I think Biden came out on top just because he was professional and he made valid points and didn't get sucked into all Trump's claims, like the thing about his son. Even though I don't know if that's real, but I'm thinking it might be, because just based on the facts that Trump was throwing out. But the thing is, he didn't feed into it, so he was way more professional. But in terms of actually winning, I think Trump won. Like if it was a rap battle, Trump would have won.
yes, but only because he was a shit cunt all the way through.
It. He just
the other cunt set.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's politics. Like, if you watch a real debate and then you go watch, like, Parliament or some shit, like, it is just fucking anarchy when, like, Parliament has debates and shit like that. And then, like, actual debates, like, there's rules and we wait for their turn and shit.
Yeah.
Parliament's always just a mess. Like, politics are always just a mess.
Yeah.
With debates and shit.
It's not as messy as this one.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to watch it at a later date, but...
It didn't start off too bad. Like, they held their shit together for a good, like, solid 20 minutes.
Where?
Like, at the start.
Where?
Like,
Trump, 20 minutes? Where?
Trump, like, you know, was doing his thing, but then before it got, like, you know, before it got out of hand.
Only because Trump went first and Biden shut up for his bit. And then when it was Biden's turn, and Trump was like jibber jabber, and that's 2 minutes.
True.
There's no
Yeah,
time.
20 minutes was probably an exaggeration.
You got 2 minutes to speak, and then didn't shut up for the rest of the debate.
And it's, yeah, like,
He was like, "Oh, this is my debate. I get to talk the whole time, right?"
it's fucking just... And, like, every single time they had to change the subject, the moderator was like... It wasn't... Like, they didn't stop.
No, right.
He had to, like, fucking yell over him and shit.
Yeah, and Trump was going on about some shit, and then, like, the mod was like, "Well, you'll be very pleased to know that the next topic is about what you're speaking about." So
that was very
the
smart
question.
of him, like, to do that.
He was really trying.
Yeah.
Trump was a massive kid on that stage.
Yeah, fucking hell. That dude, Chris, what was his name? Chris
Fuck knows.
fucking something. I don't know. He kept his shit together.
But surely that
He
would have,
did. Props to that cunt.
like, Trump being, like, all that interruptive and shit, probably played into him a little bit. Because, I mean, although he looks like an absolute cunt when he's doing it, like, Biden just doesn't have a chance to get his points across.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. It was the display of power. He definitely won in a show of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did you watch, like, right until the end where, like, the Trump supporters were yelling out after he left the stage? He's like, "I fucking love you, Trump," or some shit.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. There was, like, 3 or 4 of them just yelling.
I don't think it cut right near the end. Maybe watch a different version.
Yeah, right.
Because there's like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It's a fucking complete shit show.
Fucking keen to watch it now.
It's pretty hilarious.
I'm keen for the next one, though. They're doing 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big old joke. The next one will be hilarious.
It's in 1 week, I think, from today.
I'm actually keen. Like,
Mm.
I'm as keen as for this as I used to be for the footy.
But, like, this is the thing. Like, it's like a rap battle, because you go to the first round not knowing what to expect, but now they both know, so they're going to switch it up. And
You know, the
Yeah,
thing
you can see
is, right, is Biden, right, when he left that and he went to, like, his house where people, like, tell him what to do and stuff like that, like, they would have been like, do this, 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 this. And then the people for Trump were like, good job, Trump, because they don't want to lose their fucking job.
That's it. No one's talking back to him because
because
they'll
he's
get
a loose
fucking
cannon.
fired. Like,
Yeah, like, literally on the spot.
yeah, I don't know.
Which is kind of fucked. But, I mean, like, it's good and it's bad because it means he's sort of like himself. Like, what he's saying is from him and not from some cunt in the back. You know, whereas Biden, he's definitely got people being like, yeah, you don't want to say this, and you don't want to talk about this, and you don't want to talk about this, and you want to talk about this. And, like, that's the difference. Like, Trump will just talk about whatever the hell he wants to talk about. So,
I actually might watch the other debate with, what is it? Is it the vice president nominees? Fucking Kamala Harris and whoever Trump has. Because, like, that it might be, because obviously that's going to be a lot more civil, just because Trump's not involved. Like, but fucking...
Facts.
But, I mean, yeah.
Just had a weird thought. Like, imagine being the fucking upper tier, the fucking Illuminati, New World Order cunts.
Yeah.
That just elect cunts to pretend to run the world via the presidency.
Yeah.
And then, like, they've had all these controllable cunts for years and years and years, and then, like, Trump got in because of some fucking rather extreme circumstances, and then now they have to deal with him just being a hurricane of fucking running around doing all this shit.
Yeah, the Illuminati wouldn't be having fun with Trump.
Yeah, they're like, oh no.
And they can't just pull a JFK because everyone would know.
Or maybe they put Trump in as a distraction. Like
Maybe.
The president's fucked. But
Who knows the workings of the Illuminati?
Yeah.
you know what I'm always
Big
curious
turmoil.
about? Is how the hell do you get, like, in to watch these live? Like, because you don't ever see tickets advertised for them or anything.
You have to be
Certain.
like party supporters, like maybe financial donors or some shit.
You'd have to be associated with something.
Yeah. Fuck.
You'd have to be, either associated with the party itself or part of the media, maybe.
Because I know, like, you know, with, like, Got Talent and shit, like, normally the the crowd directly behind like the judges are like hired.
Yeah.
Because that way, when they're filming, they can get like the reaction they want from the audience.
Yeah, because it's shoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hectic. Didn't know that.
So like, I was wondering if like that would be a similar case for them, but I guess the crowd's just not that involved.
Yeah, well, not at the moment anyway, especially with Corona.
Yeah.
Because every cunt in the fucking audience had a mask on.
Yeah. That was that bit with where he's talking about masks. He's like,
Sean pulls his mask out and goes, "I have a mask. I put it on.
and like,
When I feel like I need to." And Biden's just like,
but when he's like you'll see this guy like just standing. What was it, like 200 feet away from someone with the biggest mask you've ever seen?
yeah, biggest mask on you've ever seen, saying, "Don't come near me. Have you been tested?" He doesn't care about you. He cares about himself.
Fuck me.
So many angles. It's amazing. It's all just stab.
It's like, but it's not like
time.
it's not like they're stabbing each other with anything substantial. Like,
No, that's it. Just tiny
they
different
just got
jabs.
little toothpicks that are just stabbing each other.
So good.
Oh, man.
Comedy. Should be on the comedy section of Netflix.
Fucking hell.
Oh, you know.
For real. Like,
So glad I don't fucking live in America.
Yeah, but I mean, like, are we that much, like, look at Melbourne right now. Like, that's a shit show up there, right?
It's not quite as bad as America, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I mean, like, fuck. It's a bit of a shit show up there.
Yeah.
They can't even, like, leave the houses right now.
yeah, full on lockdowns and shit. There's all this fucking, like, unnecessary use of police force stories going around.
Yeah.
Just to enforce the fucking lockdown restrictions.
I mean, they kind of did it to themselves, though, really.
Yeah, Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was Melbourne. Melbourne and the Gold Coast were like really uncooperative in the start, but then also, you know, there was like protests and shit.
Yeah, because of all the, like, BLM and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, well, that's why that was stirred up. Conspiracy theory alert.
Yeah.
But all it was, COVID was dropped too soon, so they had to get some to cause riots to make everyone go out and catch it.
Yeah, fuck.
It's meant to be a 2020 thing. It dropped in September 2019.
Yeah.
Because of the Chinese Revolution, they needed something to cover up that, so they boosted the Corona thing for it. Rabbit hole.
Yeah, look, I think that's actually a decent conspiracy theory, that one.
That's my running theory. It's the one I've had since September of last year.
I don't know
September
how
now, so a full year.
I don't know how like Black Lives Matter would work into that, but Rona
It's the getting everyone out back on the street to make it like bread again, because they had it under control basically by the start of 2020.
Wait, so you're saying that the elites were actually wanting the Hong Kong protests to happen?
No, that
So
was a red
protests again?
herring. That's what started the whole chain reaction of Corona being released early, because they needed something. Might not have even planned to release Corona in China.
Alright,
But everyone was about to overthrow their government, so they need to get a fucking virus on the streets to make everyone fuck off back inside.
right, so why are they... If there is some power controlling it all, then why are there protests again?
The protests are to respread the virus because it was dropped early.
Oh,
It
right.
was meant to be dropped in 2020 as part of the Agenda 21 scheme. It's the 2020
yep.
viruses to lead into that.
Yep.
So we can all be fucking microchipped and fucking have all our details recorded.
Yep. Yeah, right, that makes more sense.
Here's a question. What do you guys think about all the Bill Gates sort of drama with Rona?
As in...
Like, you know how he was like, oh, I'm going to come out with the cure and
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
I don't know. I think it got blown out of proportion. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fucking dumb motherfuckers on Reddit.
Yeah, because my personal opinion with that whole thing is, like, he has so much money, and he's definitely knows nothing about, like, that sort of department.
Well,
but he's not the one that's
like
going to
he's-
be actually
he's not doing it
hands-on,
himself.
freaking doing it himself. He's
But like
paying
the
scientists,
worry
yeah.
is because he has so much money, he's part of the elites.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna
Microchip,
actually make
yeah.
a vaccine. He's gonna fucking microchip people.
Yeah.
Or give you the serum of mind control.
Yeah.
However advanced these guys
But, you know,
are,
like,
you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the same motherfuckers that blew that out of proportion are the same motherfuckers saying Tom Hanks was a pedophile. So, like, what are you gonna fucking do? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I have no doubt that, like, the elite have access to things we just don't, because we just can't afford
It wouldn't make sense, right?
Yeah,
You wouldn't give everyone everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they definitely have, like, medication that we can't get our hands on and shit like that.
well, it's not even like, when you say the elite, do you mean like lizard people Illuminati, or do you mean like presidents?
The visible elite, or...
Because obviously, like,
I
Trump has fucking Rona tests that come back in 20 minutes, as opposed to like
that's
swabs
not
and
elite
shit.
though. That's just privilege.
Yeah.
That's upper class privilege.
I mean, like, when I say elite, I mean, like, the 1% that just have so much fucking money compared to us. Like, we just can't.
Like the Rothschilds that own the fucking 4 big banks.
Yeah, like, we just don't have the money to afford, like, this special medication that they're probably getting, you know, that helps them not look their age or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I meant about the, like, class privilege.
Yeah, exactly.
Like fucking
orphan
David Rockefeller, who had 7 heart transplants.
Yeah, fuck. Like, and then other people just have, like, 6-year lineups for...
Yeah, right, to get one.
Yeah,
and then that's it, you don't get the second one.
Yeah.
Once you've used your fucking spare heart that someone else gave you, it's your time, dude. Die.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I mean,
Second heart.
That's if you make it to, you know, get the actual transplant.
Yeah, right. Because your wait list might be longer than your lifespan.
Yeah, exactly. Which is just fucked.
It's a bit average.
Because heaps of people, like, their doctors know when they're gonna die, and so they know when they're gonna die, and then they know how long the wait list is, and they're like, well, fuck, my wait list is longer than my lifespan.
How's it? Wait list 2 years, life expectancy 6 months.
Yeah.
That's why motherfuckers be flying to Mexico and fucking getting kidneys out of a fucking esky.
Yeah,
True.
shit.
That's why we can't be flying to Mexico and losing kidneys.
Yeah, getting a pork chop instead, like
know that-
fucking Jim Carrey.
That whole, like, black market process is, like, fucked. Because they go to, like, third world... yeah.
But it's huge.
No. Like, it's even more fucked than what you first think. Because they go to, like, third world countries, right? And they go to people who, like, literally, like, can't put food on their plate. And they're like, right, $200 to give us, like, your kidney.
Well, yeah.
And
And that's mass coin for them.
Yeah.
And then they go to fucking, you know,
Sell for
America
20,000.
and sell it for 20,000. Like, and that's just fucked.
Yeah, but $200 would be 20,000 to the fucking Ethiopians or wherever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Except for the fact that, like,
They now don't have a kidney.
But like, still they're ripping them off. Like,
hard.
even with
That's a whole zero.
yeah. 0 is a lot.
Actually, that's 2 zeros. Yeah, fuck, that's a big difference.
Oh, you said 20,000. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. 2 zeros, man.
2 zeros is a lot.
That's a lot more than 1 0.
And the thing is, the more zeros you have, the more the 2 zeros
Yeah,
mean.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, 2 zeros on a 2 is only 200.
Yeah.
2 zeros on a million.
But I mean, that's
a lot
still
of
a big
money.
difference. $2 to 200.
Yeah, obviously it's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
in proportion, but
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
not in actual coin. You know?
But like, yeah,
Each
200
zero
to
is worth 10
20,000.
of the last zeros.
Yeah, like, I'd rather have 2 zeros on a million than 2 zeros on $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because then you only get $2,000.
Yeah.
But now you're at 200 million for your 2 million.
That's it.
Yeah, fuck.
Average as.
But yeah, that's like how, like, that whole black market thing's done, is they literally go and buy it off fucking people who are so pov that they need money.
Yeah, otherwise what's the point of a kidney, bro?
Yeah,
Right, when
yeah.
you're dead.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
It's a good business plan.
Yeah, I mean...
It's just sinister.
Yeah, it's...
That's why it's the black market.
Yeah, nuts.
Who's out there just not on the black market donating kidneys, though? Like...
That's a good question. I don't think
Like
people
live
like
people.
healthy operational people don't donate kidneys. It's more like
When
when you go to the wreckers and get spare parts.
Actually, I reckon a lot of people would be like, they're terminally ill, but
it's nothing to do with the kidneys.
Yeah, so they're like, might as well give my kidneys away.
I got fucking lung cancer or some shit, but the kidneys work fine.
Yeah.
Don't hurt them.
Yeah. Fuck.
Sign up for that organ donor shit.
The thing is, though, if you're thinking like that, you're already committing to dying, so...
Yeah, I mean, like...
Well, that's it. You probably have lung cancer or some shit.
Yeah, you can kick it, though. Old Walt did.
Well, the thing is like...
Yeah, I don't know. He was still going to die.
I was looking at the prices of these things, because you can actually, like, go online and... Fuck, I don't know if you get flagged for it or something. But you can look at the prices on just any website. And, like, a heart is, like, 200,000. So someone has to fucking die.
200, that's pretty cheap for a heart.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
No wonder Rockefeller could afford 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're only $2,000. That's a car.
Wait, you said 200?
200,000.
Yeah, 200.
Yeah.
200,000. That's still a car. Something.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's still not as
car,
much as you would think. Like, because, fuck, that's your life right there. That's the point of, like, real desperation.
But, like, I reckon you got, like... It's like cars. You can buy used hearts and, like...
yeah, secondhand ones.
Can you buy a brand new heart? I don't think that's a thing.
No.
I think it's stem cells
you can,
now, but, like, you can't just...
You can buy a heart from, like, a fucking personal trainer who's only been eating vegetables for, like, 30 years.
Well, what are they dead? That's, like, you can't just harvest them. It's like buying a new car to get the engine out of it and put it in your old car.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
Well, I mean, like...
For, like, your old car.
Surely
Do you
that...
need that much?
Well, the thing is, people don't get a choice because they can't not like their old body, can they?
Look, I would say there's definitely that system in, like, the black market, not in, like, actual, like, legal medicine ways. Because, like, I'm sure that there's, like, lungs with, like, tar and shit in them that you can get transplanted.
Yeah.
And then there's fucking, clean lungs.
Is there a process for cleaning?
Yeah, I was literally just about to say, I wonder if they, like, power wash them before they stick
Get the gurney in there, throw them out, fluff them a few
Get all that
times.
shit. Just give them a good fucking scrubbing.
And this guy with the
steam
smoker.
clean them. Yeah,
We
fuck.
can't give it to the new owner of this condition. Bloody atrocious. It'd be out of Australia.
Look, there probably is a process like that, though.
It's like,
there'd be some way clean.
it's a fucking auction. And these lungs right here, 20,000.
Yeah.
They've got cancer,
Yeah, they got the
but
specs on them.
it'll give you at least an extra 5 years.
That's it.
That's right.
predicted
It's
to
slow
last.
progressive.
Yeah, like, was smoker lungs, smoke for 20 years, pack a day, estimated lifespan 4 years.
$80.
Could give out on your trusty set of lungs, been using them for a while. Upgrading, so I don't need these ones anymore.
Yeah, it's like, what's that show where everyone's, like, in, like, made human bodies? And he comes out of a prison. Fuck, what's it called? Do you know?
Altered Carbon?
Yeah, that's it. Like, have you seen Altered
Yeah.
Carbon?
Yeah, I watched that.
I haven't, but I know the concept.
I feel
now.
like that's sort of like if we learned how to make like the human body and could put someone in another human, that would be it. Like literally, like we would just sell
So that's next.
flesh.
That's pretty much one level up from surrogates. Have you seen that one?
No.
That's not full like mind in a disc that you plug in the back of your head.
Yeah.
That's still like humans, but in society is based around like you get into like a simulator and then there's a animatronic body that you control and it's the human being that walks around and while you're controlling in your simulator.
Yeah, like
Everyone just lives in their house in their chair controlling their surrogate.
yeah, like do you remember the one of the first scenes in Altered Carbon? You said you didn't watch it, didn't you?
No.
But you have? Yeah. And, like, one of the first scenes is, like a young daughter died. And, like, when you die, you can get, like, a free skin. So, like, it's just on the government.
Yeah.
And so the daughter got, like, an 80-year-old
Fucking hell.
fucking woman's
Yeah, because
skin.
it was on budget and shit.
Yeah, because, like, it was just, like, it's like, like, the government provides a lawyer. The government provides a skin when you die.
But you don't get a choice.
Yeah,
But you don't get a choice.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You got this one or nothing.
Yeah,
Gives
exactly.
you, well, at least it gives you a chance.
So she goes from, like, being 8 to 80. You know, it's, like, fucked.
But it's still the mind of an 8-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like everyone's like conscience is on a disc.
That would make picking up chicks so dangerous. Like,
Yeah, because people
like,
can just
well,
step
she
in
looked
and
30.
Yeah,
yeah. There's a couple of scenes in there where the main character switches bodies and shit. And
Yeah.
it's like, it fucks with your head because
Yeah.
he was this other guy back in the day, and then
man, that was so fucking trippy.
it took me so long to get it because there's two separate stories. There's his past and his current, and there's two different people playing it, but it's meant to be the same guy.
I actually liked both of those actors though. They were pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they do it really well because I feel like lots of it would be like true if it was happening.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with like that Miley High place where like it's just fucked up and the rich can go in there and there's like hookers in a sense where they can do whatever they want, like drill holes in them or whatever.
Right, full on.
Yeah,
Like, you can murder chicks if it's like a sexual
and
like preference.
like but
thing.
but the person who murders them like pays for the new skin.
Yeah.
So like they're
It's like a courtesy to give them a better one than it was last time and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like a payoff and shit.
What about like pedophiles? You could get like a full-grown person like in a child's body.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
It's pretty fucked because there were different sections in that area. Like there were like kids and they were fucking it's fucked. And then like the rich can also get like their disc backed up because obviously if your disc breaks and it's in like the back of the neck, you
it's a
dead.
real death.
Yeah, it's real dead. And so they can get like their disc backed up and they get like their skin replicated and shit. And
And the backup only has your memories from when you back it
That's
up and shit like
fucked,
that. That's what the whole thing's based around. This guy who's trying to...
The whole first season is like one guy trying to work out how this person died.
Well, it was himself. Someone murdered him and he couldn't remember.
Yeah.
And I think it ends up being that he killed himself and his pride was so high that he couldn't believe that himself.
Yeah, that's why he got taken off ice, is to investigate how he died, and then he finds out that he murdered himself. Because
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not even what happened. That's what he thought.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was...
Yeah, I don't even remember. It's been so long since I watched it. But yeah, it was...
Spoiler alert! It was his
so well
fucking wife.
Yeah,
She murdered him because...
It's always the fucking wife, isn't
I think
it?
she murdered him because he caught her doing some dodgy shit.
Yeah.
And then...
Because he killed... He did because he's 400 years old and his wife's 400, they sort of go around and just fuck other people.
Yeah.
And so he would fuck people and he would
at that point,
and he would do, it'd be really rough, but he never killed someone. And then he accidentally real death someone.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
And then he hated himself.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So that's when the suspicion of he killed himself came in.
Yeah. But he didn't actually, and he knew it because he knew he would never do it. And in his own head, he couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it.
And all the evidence pointed towards him doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Rough.
Yeah, that was fucking good plot.
Yeah, and then you get suspicious of the son because he's duplicating his dad's skin, stuff like that.
He has all this shit.
Yeah, and then but I they do everything so well. There's whole fight scenes where the rich pay people to fight, and whoever wins gets an upgraded skin, and whoever loses gets whatever's left. You know.
That
was hectic.
If that did happen in real life, that's what it would be. People would treat bodies as the same.
So they're disposable, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And so much fucking accountability would go out the window too.
Yeah, exactly.
People would just become super fucking reckless.
And there's still, it's cool how they did the whole Christian thing where people can get a thing installed onto their disc that makes it so they can't be moved into another body.
Yeah, right.
Because they're of Christian faith.
Traditionalists.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are there people in there without it and just normal humans walking around?
No, I don't think there's anyone
That's
normal.
pretty much been phased out, isn't it?
Yeah. Cause
there's that in surrogates. There's the whole human rebellion.
Yeah, because I think it's just installed on birth, isn't it? Yeah.
Speaking of something like that, they're bringing out a fourth Matrix.
Oh, I've seen things about this, yes. Is that confirmed?
Pretty sure.
Does it have old mate?
Reeves?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Bro, John Wick 3 was when I was watching, I'm this is just the Matrix, because it's got fucking Lawrence Fishburne and shit. And I'm what? This is the Matrix. That's dope.
Fuck, how messed up was
that Trinity?
That what was it? The knife scene or whatever?
Oh yeah, in the fucking like the museum.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was cold, man.
Yeah,
that was a dope fucking fight scene.
It was, yeah. Whoever did the choreo.
Fuck, now I can't.
Yeah.
Choreography.
Yeah, for that. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Like, it was incredible.
And the one in the fucking library with the book.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
that was fucked.
That was fucked. Have you seen John Wick 3?
Not.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like, the fight scenes in it are fucking great.
I think they have the most fucked fight scenes in it out of all three. Like,
yeah, I reckon.
Like that knife scene and that book scene.
there's the
yeah,
pencil,
all of them
like,
have some fucked up fight scenes. But yeah, nah. I think 3 takes the cup of tea with the most fucked up. Speaking of fucked up, have you seen The Boys?
Bro, I'm still on John Wick. I'm not even sure if I've seen any of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, The Boys. I've not seen The Boys.
Yeah, it's a TV show, and it like takes superheroes. Like, you know, there's like a Superman like superhero and Aquaman like superhero.
It's not DC or Marvel.
Yeah, it's sort of its own thing, and it like puts it like it would be in reality. Like superheroes are like a big political thing.
Yeah,
And, like,
They got lawyers and
that's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah, and they're
But,
actually like sort of fucked up in the head
Yeah,
because
and they're just like this.
they're the more dominant species, so they like just think they're better than anyone.
Yeah, okay.
And so they
it's
just
like X-Men more.
Yeah, like the Superman
Yeah.
dude, right? Because they're trying to get into like the military, so they
don't
can
spoil it. I'm still gonna watch it.
I can't say anything.
But yeah, no, it's just like they just like aren't held to the same level of accountability.
Like the first scene. I can say the first scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Has he seen it? It's like some dude was with his girlfriend and he was like, and she stepped up onto the road because she was about to walk away and they were like having their moment and they were kissing each other and blah blah blah. And then the dude that's like Flash.
Yeah, he's like super speed.
Yeah.
Fucking ran straight through her and she just like blew to pieces.
Bro, like the scene is so fucked because like it's all this like this lovely moment where they're making out, and then it slows down and you see blood splatter on the dude's face, and then you see like this slow motion blood flying through there, and the camera pans and you see her spine and her skull just floating through the air, all this blood.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And then it just like fucking scatters all over
And
the
then
street.
it comes back to real time and just see her fucking like just like blood and shit just like forms and it's the most
and then he turns and
graphic
he's like,
shit.
oh shit, sorry, I gotta keep going, I can't stop. And then he just takes off again.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, the whole show is about him getting like revenge in a sense.
Yeah,
And he's left there just holding her fucking arms
hands.
like that
Yeah.
are cut off, like it's fucked up.
Yeah,
Man.
it's fucked.
Like
And that's not even the most fucked. You watched the thing with like Aquaman, blackmail.
yeah.
Yeah, so like, there's a new chick because all their superheroes are like throughout the media are like the great, you know, they're my hero, or like it would be like with Marvel heroes or whatever. But behind the scenes, there's a lot like it's all scripted
like-
and shit like that.
Basically, this like young superhero chick who's like pretty gets indoctrinated, or she wins like a competition.
Yeah, she wins a competition.
She get into like
The
basically
Seven.
the Justice League.
Yeah.
But then like a Harvey Weinstein situation happens with the version of Aquaman where he's like he pulls his dick out in front of her and starts jerking off. And like it's
and he just blackmails
like it's just like
her.
how it would actually be.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
yeah.
Interesting concept though.
Yeah.
Concept.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Like it's fucked up, but it's so like well done because you look at it and you go, "Fuck! If superheroes were real, they would be kind of fucked up because they would just sort of like not give a shit about what anyone else thought.
Yeah, right.
Do whatever they want.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like it.
Like it'd be like an ego thing.
Yeah.
I'm more powerful than everyone else.
So what the hell are you gonna do about it?
Right.
Yeah, if you were Superman,
I'd be a shitty Superman. I
Like-
honestly would be. I've got too much fucking negativity in my personality.
But if you decided to fucking kill half the population, what could anyone do? And
Technically nothing. 'cause
and
you're
that's why
Superman.
like all the people who actually sort of know what's going on are so scared of him
Mm.
because he could just turn around and be like, you know what? Fuck
Fuck
America.
all of yous, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking kill everyone.
Just laser every fucking dude here.
Well, yeah. This is the thing. I want to watch it, but I had the same problem with Black Mirror. Like, I don't want to watch it. Like, because it's so fucked.
Yeah.
I don't want to subject myself to that
It's
shit.
like, have you seen You? That shit was fucked, man.
Yeah.
He's like a creep, and the only reason you sort of like it is because he's a creep, and he's a smart creep, and he doesn't think he's a creep, but he's a fucking creep, man.
Do any creeps think they're creeps though?
Yeah, I don't know.
They can't walk around and go, oh, I'm a creepy cunt. Or
Yeah.
do they just like legit think they're mad stays and just
Yeah.
come off as creeps? I
Yeah,
feel like
'cause
that's the case.
In You, right? He finds this chick, and he starts like stalking her, and starts like wanking to her outside of her window and shit like that, and it's like fucked. And then like they actually start dating, right? And they get together, and they're together for like ages, and then, but because like when he was stalking her, he collected like ornaments, like he snuck into her house and stole like her knickers and stuff, and she went over to his, and she found like the box with all the stuff, and he walks into her like going through the shit, so he like kidnaps her and shoves her in like a glass box, and then he's like, you know, if you behave, I can let you out in a couple of days, and if you don't tell anyone and stuff like that. And then she breaks out of the box somehow and like starts like trying to fucking escape, and so he just kills her and moves on and finds someone else.
Oh no.
It's like fucked. Like, but it's entertaining because like he's like really smart about it. But it's like fucked.
I feel like my girlfriend would like that shit.
When it gets to that level of like psychoness, I doubt that you're considering how psycho it is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, when you'd just be like, this is normal. I'm fine.
Well, the thing is, like, everyone does that, just not on the same level, because people do weird shit, and people pull them up on, they're like, this is normal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he like got a fake ID and then kidnapped the dude who got him like the new identity or whatever, and like the dude like pleaded for his life and was like, I'm gonna go travel to the Philippines. I've got this online wife that I want to meet and shit. And so he like lets him go, and he's like, I'm so gonna get fucked because I let him go.
Yeah.
And then the dude actually went to the Philippines and found the wife, and they're like best mates now, and he calls him and shit, and they like FaceTime each other.
That's ridiculous.
that shit happens in real life, though. Like, surely, Cameron's stepdad did that. Like, he was messaging some chick in Thailand and then
Yeah, except for the fact
flew
that
her over.
I bet 90% of it is like
Yeah,
scams.
like, it's fucking 50-year-old guys.
Yeah, catfishing people.
Well, mail order wives are a thing.
Yeah,
You can fucking get them sent here.
Yeah.
it's fucked up.
That's like
In-
a big old pyramid scheme because their dollar is worth way more than their currency. So you just pay them to be your wife and you make their whole family millionaires in their country.
I
For
didn't
pennies.
know this, but until like I was reading about it. But in China, there's like love malls where you like go around and there's like women or men standing there, and they've got like signs describing what kind of person they are, and you like walk up and you try to marry them, like, and stuff like. It's literally like love malls.
What?
It's
China's
just like hundreds of people standing on the side with signs, and you go in there and you try to find someone like to match you and marry.
Fucking
That's grim. Also, why are there none in Western countries?
because
Because it's kind of
people
like
fucking
fucked.
think different in China and Japan and shit.
Everything's on sale.
I mean, yeah, organised marriages have sort of just been phased out as a generalised thing.
In the West, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
in East, in China.
Yeah,
Has
I
it?
mean,
Well, only just, that's what I mean. It's
right.
been not a thing in the West for ages.
it's still a thing. Like, if you're like in like a very big business and you want to like link with another business, it's just like it'd just be a thing
Mm.
that you would want to try.
Yeah, you actually would.
Yeah.
Same as like olden days, you had like
Yeah. Like,
different kings would marry their fucking offspring to make union with different
Union,
kingdoms and shit,
exactly.
right?
especially if you're
But
in
it's a
public.
Chinese businessman.
Yeah, I think it was a bit more noble back then because it was like, we're doing it for peace amongst the countries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for the fact that normally it was just for money.
Noble as in
And trade.
Yeah.
avoiding war
Yeah,
as opposed to
yeah. Well,
business profit.
I suppose, yeah. Look, it is probably the same because a lot of them were for trade deals
trade.
and shit.
Or where war's not profitable. Oh, sorry, it is now. It wasn't back then. Back
Yeah.
then, you'd have to fucking pay every
That's
cunt.
it. War was
and
actually a
lose lots
bad
of men.
thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, mostly it was for land and trade, pretty much,
Yeah.
like marrying your offspring. Because they would be like, you know,
Yeah,
normally the male marrying the daughter, right, would have to give like some sort of fee for the marriage to the other king.
Yeah, true.
And like that could be in like money or land,
because he's giving the daughter
even
away, right?
just
That's
like
how it works.
allegiance. So like if one motherfucker was at war with another, like I'm gonna marry my daughter to this guy. So
yeah, I mean
can
like that
get his
was
help.
just generally part of it, but on top of that, the actual person marrying the daughter would have to give something.
Yeah. Yeah,
to
it was
the king.
It was
like
always
maybe
for
fucking
something.
100 acres of land on good area or some shit. Just
Which-
a token gesture of goodwill, right?
You guys haven't seen The Lost Kingdom before, have you? No. Oh man, it's fucked. Like, because the dude like serves the kingdom, and so he's like, I want to be a lord. I want to have lordship. I want to own land, you know. And so the king's like, all right, we're gonna marry you to someone who has land, so you have land.
Yep.
And then he finds out that the land is literally in so much debt.
Yeah.
So he just takes on all this debt. Because the king, because he's not of Christian faith. He's like, so he was a Christian, then got kidnapped, and then he was transferred into, you know, the sort of like the Viking thing, and then he goes back to his homeland, and he needs to find a way to take it over. And so he fights in this war, and he wins for the Christians, the Christian faith, and then he's like, I want something out of this, because that's like the whole Viking thing. The Christians like, yeah, we won the war. You know, we don't need anything. It's about winning the war. And he's like, because Vikings are all about gain out of war and shit like that. So he's like, I want something because I want land. Yeah. And so the king's like, because he's not Christian, he's just going to fuck around with him. So he just puts him in shit tons of debt. And then the king's like, yeah, now you want to work off this debt, right? Mm-hmm. So come serve us more.
Let's go, guys.
They did some fucky shit. People have been doing fucky shits for ages.
Yeah. It's flavour of the month.
That's it. Just the type of fuckery changes.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's increased much. It's just they didn't have the same things we have now. They just did their own version of it.
Yeah. People have been fucking each other for ages.
Like sorcery and shit.
Yeah. That whole witch era.
That's a massive fuckery. Like, regardless of whether or not there's elements of truth to it, it was totally exploited for control.
Yeah, because if you deemed someone a witch, and they were confirmed to be a witch, you got all that stuff. Yeah.
And the methods of proving whether or not it's a witch is just
torture them until they confessed.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like, put them in the fucking ocean, put them in the river, the stone tied to their fucking foot.
And if they fucking sink.
And if they drown, then they weren't a witch. But if they live, then they're a witch.
Yeah.
And they can be burned at the stake.
Yeah.
So you just drown all these cunts that you don't want on the premise that they're a witch, and you got tested.
And then the other method was just torture them until they confessed.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Yeah. Which is the one you hope for if you accuse someone, because then you get all that shit.
And then there's the other side of that. If like you're the king and like you've got everyone heavily religious, then you get a shaman in, like a fucking gimmick one or some shit, and tell him to say the things, and then everyone believes him, even if they don't believe you. You think, yeah, king.
The problem is like people weren't informed. Like that's why so much fuckery's like slipped through. Because people, like, you know, apart from the fact that half of them couldn't fucking read or write, like, it's like motherfuckers would believe anything.
Yeah, you have to go to the religious head to get your religious news. You have to go to the fucking dude in the centre of the street with the bell and the scroll.
Yeah.
Man, they did some funny things back then, though. Like, to be honest, like, if you were wealthy and you were being buried, like, you could be buried with a bell, but you had to be buried, like, wealthy enough, and like, and so they would have a rope that would go down. Because if you were buried alive, you could ring the bell and someone would come.
And that's what the wake is. Like,
yeah.
That's why cunts hang around after a funeral to make sure they're actually dead.
Yeah.
And also that's where the term being saved by the bell comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like, that's just fucking
But nowadays it's just to eat sandwiches.
Honestly, you used to think that was a school-related term for like when kids used to get the cane.
Yeah,
but like if the bell went off, then they'd avoid the cane somehow because the teacher would be like, "Oh, that's it, that's time." I guess.
Yeah, it didn't work like that at all.
No, they were still getting their ass beat.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it was your recess.
It wasn't that at all.
Yeah, if it was recess, he would take his time because that way he missed it.
Yeah, he just fucking belch it as everyone's walking out.
Double the punishment.
It wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Like, 3 o'clock, we're off. It's off school time now. I can't beat this kid who's just acting up whole class.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Fuck.
We'll wait till tomorrow, I guess. Walks in the first thing, just cane this kid.
Yeah.
Go to your seat. That's for yesterday.
Imagine like stopping halfway through and like we'll finish the rest tomorrow morning, and you spend your whole fucking evening just dreading the next one.
Yeah. What if it was like
wag school for the next week?
What if it was like a
Never
tally
fucking go back.
that the teacher put on the board? It's like these are how many canes you're getting at
no.
the end of the week. It was just like a fucking tally.
Tallied up your canes for the end of the week.
Jesus.
Everyone just wags Friday. It's standard practice to wag Friday because fuck that shit.
Then you'd come in on Monday and you'd be like, oh fuck,
And
tallies
you
are
just
still on
rack
the
up
board.
mass tallies and you're never there for Friday.
By the end, you're getting like 40,000 fucking canes.
Yeah.
By the end of the year.
Yeah, the whole like
40,000 lashes for the cane.
if you're forced to come in on Friday, you just spend the whole day getting
a flogging.
Didn't even do any work.
Yeah, literally just got my ass beat all day. Yeah, fuck.
Oh man.
Well, on that positive note,
Yeah, I think we might have to end it.
might be time to draw this podcast to a conclusion.
Think so?
Surely we are doing our Sparkle Flame before we.
Yeah.
We will be doing another game of Sparkle Flame before the conclusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Within the next 13 seconds, no less.
Of course.
I vote Spark.
I vote Flame.
You know what? I feel like Spark's the risk that we got to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that most of the time it's fucked, so...
Sorry for the guy who chose Spark last
Yeah,
round.
it's Flame all the way.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. Oh, it's
Oh,
Flame.
it's Flame.
Sometimes you got to take that risk.
Yeah.
It feels better when you win Spark.
Yeah, exactly.
I know people who religiously call Spark just all the time.
It's
They're
like
wrong pretty much all the time, but when they get a win, it's fucking
yeah.
party.
yeah, it's like the lottery. You know, you got that 1 in a million.
Fucking hell.
Solid shit. Got any scissors?
No, I'll have to cut it.